Ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls, you're watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. It's time for WWE Evolve Event Center, where wrestling action involves the WWE ID prospects, the PC prospects, and indie wrestlers from all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, and here's the man to bring you the wrestling report and action from the WWE Evolve Event Center, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. How's it going, everybody? This is episode 2,140 episodes, April the 2nd, 2025, 10:14 p.m. As you know, Dynamite and Evolve are over. I will talk about Evolve first, but before I do that, one person commented on my Strike and Rich video and says it's good to see you play one of the games from your old channels. And you know what? When you have an opportunity, when you have an app, and we have an app like Flashpoint, and this one besides the Tic Tac Toe CBS bonus round, I am very, very thankful that I was able to get those games and be able to play them. Very, very thankful for that, and that gave me the huge opportunity to play these games once again and bring it to my new channel. And I figured bring a new wide variety of. I want to add Strike It Rich. Strike It Rich kind of reminds me a little bit of High Rollers. You know what I mean? You know, you keep on going until you don't stop until you get 3 victories or something like that. And the bonus round is very, very tough to do, but it is doable. It can be doable. You just gotta, trust your instincts. That's the main thing, So, yeah, I do miss playing Strike It Rich now. I had the opportunity to do that, and I will do it again if I want to. If you guys want to see me do it again, and maybe I can incorporate that somehow into my my segments, because I think the exception of Sundays, I've been playing the game shows. I'm trying to play game shows on the weekdays because they usually, back in the day, they used to be on the weekdays. You know what I mean? So, and I'm also very excited to hear the Red Sox did win 3-0 against the Baltimore Orioles. Red Sox are 2-4, and Rafael Devers finally got out of his slump. He got 2 hits, so. Hopefully that will help him keep going and, get the momentum flowing and, try to get used to his DH spot, which, I think he was behind in his work and everything else. And I'm sure he made some adjustments and, he got going. So a couple of bases for Rafael Devers, yay. And we've all heard about the Nintendo Switch 2 coming out in June. Don't know if I'm still going to get it, though. That's the thing. If I'm going to think of getting the Switch 2, I'm probably going to have to save up some money and put some money aside for that. And because nowadays, everything else in between and whatnot, it's like, ew, you know what I mean? So who knows what I can do, and so. And it is going to be, and if I do get the Nintendo Switch 2, I think the first order of business is trying to get Mario Kart World. And that looks like a very fun game. And I'm hoping to get everything set up for that. So, if I do get it. So, because the Google Authenticator on my phone has not been cooperating as much. And I was unable to go on my Nintendo account online on via website. But, I still have it on Switch. So, that's going to be... So that's going to be a thing for me. So, but other than that, I'll stick with my regular Nintendo Switch 1 until, I'm very happy that they're going to get the GameCube games on there. And not only that, also they're bringing in Street Fighter 6 finally from Nintendo Switch, which I never thought that would happen, but it will be. And so we shall see what the story is for as we kind of move on, you know what I mean? As we move on into gaming, we'll move on up, Or I can wait till the price goes down a little bit, So, that's something I can look into. So we shall see what happens. Um, so trying to kill some time here because we had just had an hour of Evolve, and we know WrestleMania season is around the corner, and the fact of the matter is, in fact, we're about what 17 days away from night one to WrestleMania, and for the 2 night extravaganza, and not only that though, there will be a lot of people that Stand to Deliver is also 17 days away, so this will give the Evolve folks the opportunity they're looking for, and then I will there's a rumor around about a championship, so that could happen to Evolve. So let's get right into it, all right? And I will tell you what I mean. Battle of Beautiful Blondes, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. Brinley Reese, always a Brin active and brings her Brinergy. Always a cute girl. I like Brinley Reese. Went up against the debuting Zayda Steel of WWE ID. And Zayda Steel calls herself the real deal. And heck of a matchup between these two ladies, but Brinley Reese's victory over Zayda Steel doesn't make Zayda Steel feel like the real deal. Meanwhile, at the VIP lounge, hanging out there, Jackson Drake. So did that. But Swipe Right came out. Swipe Right made an appearance on NXT to issue a challenge to the NXT Tag Team Champions Fraxium last night. And looks like they accepted the challenge. It could be a non-title matchup. Meanwhile, Ricky Smokes and Brad Baylor came out to get Steel, and takes her to the back after the matchup and consoling her. Meanwhile, Zara Acker motivates Kylie Rae as she prepares her matchup against Wendy Choo in the main event. Meanwhile, Luca Cristofino, the consigliere of the D'Angelo family, went up against Keanu Carver, the big man, and Keanu Carver ended up winning that matchup. And I'm telling you one thing, if Keanu Carver keeps this up, I see him on the NXT roster, and I can see him and Opa Femi go one-on-one. That's going to be a heck of a matchup, that's the deal. Well, Chantel Monroe went one-on-one with Mason Holiday, and Monroe did pick up the victory, grabbing the tights, and Chewy Martinez interviewed her, and she says heard the rumors and rumblings about an Evolve Women's Evolve Championship, and she wants to be the first one to hold it. So there has been a rumor. She says she heard rumblings about a Women's Evolve Championship, and if that's the case, man, that could be the first one right out of the gate. And then there's a face-up between Danny Palmer and Callie Armstrong, which next week they will go one-on-one. And Danny Palmer's not backing down from the big one. From Big Kylie Armstrong. That's a huge deal. Harlem Lewis, who is this recently got dumped by Cora Jade. Bobby took his anger out on Joe Coffey for it, and Harlem Lewis ended up winning the matchup. That was one half of the double main event. The other main event, Kylie Rae versus Wendy Choo. And Kylie Rae and Wendy Choo, these two ladies did not back down. They went at it and against each other. But Wendy Choo, Kylie Rae tried to do the crossface, almost made Wendy Choo chap out. Wendy Choo turned over, forcing her to kick to break the hold. But then she slaps on her variation, the $1 Million Dream, that she calls the Dirt Nap. And with that, with that, the Dirt Nap, Wendy Choo did win the matchup, and basically covered Kylie Rae with her blanket. I don't know, it's like a variation of the Undertaker's body bag move back in the day when Paul Bearer ended up being his manager. So that's a great thing. Speaking of wrestling, I watched a clip on X from LFG, Legends of Future Greats, and it seems like Gunther was questioning the Undertaker about his killer instinct. And I thought Gunther was disrespectful towards him, but then Taker says he's got a point. And then Bubba Ray Dudley talked to Tyra May Steele, a.k.a. Tamara Mensa Stock, the Olympic gold medals about you smile too much. You know, you're not serious enough. And Tamara went off. No, it's Tyra May Steele, by the way. She went off. It said the reason why I smile because the people that I love, her grandfather, her father, and I believe her uncle, she said, all died of cancer. And since they're unable to smile, I smile for them. And I gotta respect Tyra May Steele for that, you know. And so there was a reason why. But you know what, though? There's nothing wrong with having a killer instinct, Tamara. I mean, Tyra May Steele, if you're watching this, nothing wrong with having a killer instinct. You can smile afterwards like a sadistic smile, like, yeah, I won the match. Mine. And then she was fired up, though. And they said that if she, once she does make the main roster, and the heel turn will be feeding generation. A lot of people are saying that the biggest... They said they'll have, she'll probably have the greatest heel turn ever. And believe me, that could be a case, but you know what? This is a start, you know, and she cut a promo right there. I was like, a cut a promo, I would have said, if I was smiling too much, I was saying, listen, I tried positivity, but don't worry. And I knew exactly what to do, you know. It's like, I wouldn't know what to do. It's like, you know, to have a killer instinct and then smile afterwards, like you just beat the crap out of your opponent and get, you know, a sneer or something like that. Yeah, stay down, boy. You know, or something like that. And I think you're going to see a little bit of that sadistic side of Tyra May Steele once she has that opportunity to come out with it. All right, so that is all the time we have. 2,140 of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Next up, AEW Dynamite, the final Dynamite before Dynasty. All right. So I will see you all later. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, wonderful night, actually. And until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production and in association with a Raven Bofa 3000 telepictures and distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.